How many movies you got where people are cooked?
Yeah, I get to leave for that if you need it.
For Volcano?
You know, they made
Yeah.
a tornado movie when Twister came out.
Oh yeah, that I do know about those. That is one I'm aware.
Oh, you know about that? You know?
I know
what was,
that
what
one.
was the tornado movie?
I know. Okay, so I know
it's
about
like Twister, but
I know about these movies. I haven't seen them all,
you
but
haven't
I
seen
can
them. Gotcha.
just it's like you couldn't miss Dante's Peak back in the day. Like so, there is a certain amount of like, oh, I'm aware of them, and of course, it's Tommy Lee Jones, it's Two-Face. I am aware.
Doesn't it make so the two leads, the lead of Dante's Peak are Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton, and the leads of Volcano are Anne Heche and
Anne Heche's butthole.
Anne Heche's butthole, yes. What is this asshole's name? Well, I'm totally blanking.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones, thank you. Doesn't it feel
Harvey
like
Dent.
Pierce Brosnan and Tommy Lee Jones should switch places? Doesn't it feel like Tommy Lee Jones should be in the serious one and Pierce Brosnan should be in the quote unquote action one?
Well, hold on. What year was this again?
Yeah, it's
97.
Yeah, I guess so, because this is coming off of Bond, isn't it? Or right before Bond?
This isn't like Pierce Brosnan. This is even pre-Thomas Crown Affair, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
He was just railing.
I'll put the plot synopsis
Russo
in the
left
Discord,
and right,
and eventually I'll put it in. All right. So here's Dante's Peak plot synopsis.
All right. Come on, you. Dante's Peak. Volcanologist Harry Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, and Mayor Rachel Wando, Linda Hamilton, finally convinced the unbelieving populace that the big one is about to hit and that they need to evacuate immediately, only to discover her two children have gone up the mountain to get their grandmother because they love their grandmother. So nice, so sweet. With Earth's clock racing against them, they must rescue the kids and grandma before the volcano explodes in a fury of flame and ash 1,000,000 times more powerful than an atomic bomb. Well,
all right.
That was thoroughly disappointing.
All right, guys. So you two now have to sell me individually on those two movies and explain to me how your movie is better than the other.
Will do. Would you like to go first, Pat, or would you like me to
go? I'm gonna roll a die. Kareem, face or energy?
Nice.
Face or energy?
Energy. That's what I'm feeling tonight.
Energy is. You want to go first or second?
Damn it. I'll go first. Let's get this started.
All right. You got the more fun one anyway. Let me come in with the boring.
All right. So we're talking disasters movies, and I think we all know a plethora of them. The ones we're talking about tonight are not going to be from, what's his name? Roland Emmerich.
Is it Volcano from him?
No, it's directed by Mike Jackson.
Written by a real person.
Jerome Armstrong.
Guys, excuse
me.
Billy
Billy Ray.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Give me a
second.
second.
Good.
You're good.
Sure. And I think, is this like I wonder if this movie is the start of Anne Heche being sort of lesbian, I guess, before she actually was.
Wasn't she already with Ellen
at this time? I don't know, because I remember her character in the movie has like a female friend, companion, love interest, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember anymore. They started dating in 97, so it's literally at this time.
So yeah,
I think in fact them dating was the tie-in for the movie.
It's gonna get hot. Not the way you guys think it will be. Guys, we're talking to you specifically.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
I've got my argument point.
I also think her friend actually dies too. I think she ends up
probably. Well, because the friend always has to eat it. That's just science.
Yeah.
You always got to figure out if you're the protagonist or the friend in everything you do. Where you can really set expectations on life.
And even if you're not, you just got to like will it into existence. Otherwise, you're dead.
Yeah. Protagonist. Oh man, fuck. I'm single. I got nothing. I don't got a love interest. God damn it. Definitely
die.
I'm the sidekick for sure. Oh snap.
And I don't think they're gonna get yeah.
I think we just have to start off that neither of these movies are good.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the weird thing. I feel like at this point, like you said, we've kind of switched sides where I am going with I think what was considered the action version of this versus the scientific one.
Yeah.
Because again, they divert lava in Los Angeles.
Build a corridor to keep whatever this is out of the middle of the wilderness. All right, it's lava.
There was a podcast for Dante's Peak. What?
That I'm not too surprised by.
It's a TV show, 2 seasons.
Wait, what? That I'm surprised by.
Let me see if this is like, or if it's like Dante's Inferno. There's literally nothing on here about it. It just says Dante's Peak episode aired. Oh, it's from God Bless Flicks. All right, well, that doesn't help at all, guys.
Is the Office of Energy Management an actual thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Interesting. Now, would it deal with volcanoes and earthquakes?
I mean, probably.
Oh, yeah, no, it does. Look, listen to this. It's responsible for the planning and responding to and recovery of all manners of disasters, whether man-made or natural. So they got that right.
Energy management.
But any kind of disaster, which is interesting that they call Tommy Lee Jones for this.
Nuclear. That's why. Okay. Like, why would it? Okay. Energy man. Yeah, nuclear. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that a euphemism for?
Gotcha. Mike Rourke. Or
Who directed?
R-O-A-R-K.
Well, Dante's Peak is directed by Roger Donaldson, who has also directed such movies as Sleeping Dogs.
How much did your box office make?
Oh, it did not do Bofo box office.
Okay.
178.
On a budget of what?
116. How about you?
Actually, yours did better.
What?
My budget was
What was yours?
90 million, box office 122.8.
Really? Is that worldwide?
I mean, I don't know. Were we shipping movies to China back then? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh no. The movie grossed $67 million domestic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Scroll down to the box office discussion, because I think maybe.
Okay. Let me check that out.
Oh, this is the movie that got its ass kicked by the Star Wars re-release.
Dante's Peak?
Yeah, it debuted second to Star Wars re-release. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And this came out February 7th, 1997.
Mine's came out April 25th, 1997.
April 5th?
April 25th,
right.
1997. So it learned from your folly.
As they do. As they do. I did debut number 1 at least.
I'm not looking at box office right now, so Wikipedia, but it came out in 12th place.
No, it did not.
No, I take that back.
That's for the year.
Yeah. Let's see. When did it? Yeah, it came out in first place, beating Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion and Anaconda. Take that, J-Lo.
Impossible. Not even possible.
Okay, so just to catch you back up, Ken, now that you're here, buddy, we've actually been discussing this movie and the other movies and some stats behind it. So to sum it up, we have Tommy Lee Jones. Actually, at first I thought he was playing one of those like make-believe movie roles that doesn't actually apply to anything, but he actually does play is he the director of the OEM?
Okay.
Which is short for Office of. Go ahead.
Not a volcanologist?
No, I was hoping it would be something ironic like that, but no, this one is apparently trying to be a little more accurate. Office of Energy Management, which does, in fact, as it says in Wikipedia, is responsible for the comprehensive planning and responding to and recovery of all manners of disasters, whether man-made or natural.
Yeah,
so the guy to call.
I remember seeing like maybe flipping channels and coming to a point in this where it's like the way they're made aware of it is because some of the utilities are starting to react and they're like, oh, I see this over here, I need to take care of that. And like there's some of that of the so like that's a scene I remember.
I thought they were made aware because the water, like Anne Hayes said, the water temperature of this lake has risen 2 degrees in the last 24 hours. Do you know how much heat you have to raise it 2 degrees?
It takes a geological event to heat 1 million gallons of water by 6 degrees in 12 hours.
What is a geological event?
Something like that.
Well, I think both of
that's
those.
a horrible Anne Heche impression. I want to say that as someone
Not
who does
great.
them all the time.
That's the last I remember her sounding like. But those are both contributors. But I do in fact believe the impetus event was the La Brea tar pits melting over. That's how everyone's fully aware, and then they kind of take little things.
Gotcha for the
very opening
for the volcano one, because that's the one set in LA, not the one set in Seattle.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. We're talking about mine first.
We're talking about yours first. Okay.
Yeah, just not so we don't confuse you.
All right, it's volcano time.
Volcano time. Anne Heche is a geologist and seismologist from the California Institute of Geological Sciences. Again, actual thing. So we got two characters in actual position. I believe her pseudo girlfriend is what was her name? Is it Dr. J. Calder? I think it is, and she's an emergency physician.
Oh wait, so she's LGBT in this movie.
It's coded, yeah, very very heavily.
Wait, it's coded, or it's just not? It's not outright because it's just the '90s still. So they
yeah.
Well,
Pat and I were just discussing though. I think this '97 was right around when her and Ellen were a thing.
Okay, all right. I was gonna give them points for
Ellen.
Gotcha. Ellen. I was gonna give them points for progressiveness, but it sounds like it was still just like, don't ask, don't tell.
It's heavily implied, especially when like her friend / girlfriend falls to her death.
I do not remember
it's
it
one
being
of those kind of
heavily
things.
implied, but it's been many years since I've seen this. So,
as Homer Simpson would say, implied or implode.
And the fact that Tommy
Next
Lee Jones
week.
doesn't try and like get with her at the end of the movie.
Fair point.
That was always the '90s way of saying, like, remember when you thought this person was sort of bi? Not really. It's all a choice, people. Choice.
See Star Wars Episode 9.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
Yeah, exactly. So we have an opening scene of the La Brea tar pits, which I think should give me a point because people know what that is.
Hot.
Yeah, visit if you lived in Southern California, your school took you there as part of like their outdoor education stuff. And
I feel like I should also get a point because we get Don Cheadle, who at the time is a super big name, but a relatively decent black actor for the time. We also get Keith David.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
All right. On paper, this is sounding like I'm on board for some Volcano. You know how to sell this film to me as an audience member. You have Goliath from the Gargoyles, and you have War Machine. Ken is on board. All right.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah. I hope there's a pretty good cast in Dante's Peak to beat me out on Volcano.
Again, as California natives as well, it's was actually shot in primary location was Los Angeles, so they kept it relatively in the area. I think they did have to end up shutting down near the Beverly Center because I think it takes place heavily around there. It's kind of where they divert some of the lava.
Okay.
And Cedars-Sinai around the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. So there will be places that you are aware of and you can be like, hey, I remember that, or I know that place, or I know the streets and stuff. Because Tommy Lee Jones references heavily on like the streets on how to like kind of close things off. So if you're not from California, it's a bummer because you're like, I don't know what these locations are, where these streets are. If you're from California, you're like, I know where that's adjacent to. So you can start to map out how the lava would affect you.
Or if you played a lot of GTA 5, you can be like, oh yeah, I know where that is. I killed a guy over there. That's right. I blew up his car. That's right. So you can have that same kind of impression. Okay. I put a sticky bomb on his car and blew it up and saved. Yeah. Okay.
Is there any place in LA you can't say that with GTA 5? Give me one.
It's not a 1-for-1, but I don't know. We drove there near our engagement dinner, And like we pulled up the restaurant. I was like, oh, hey, I definitely know this place. I've killed people here before. And it was like, don't say that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Truth hurts though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now,
Gotta be honest about that shit.
as far as the money's concerned, Pat and I were discussing this as well. My movie came out on April 25th, 1997, which I believe is 2 months after yours, Pat. 3 months.
2 months.
And it came out. It had a budget of 90 million. The box office, at least domestically, was 122 million in. So it did okay, relatively speaking. Now, again, I don't know how much goes into marketing for that, but it wasn't bad. Came out number one, and as we were saying, its competition at the time was where is it at? I just had it up a second ago.
Pat, I need you not to concede defeat so early in the discussion.
No.
The face is just like
Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion
I'm
and Anaconda.
myself.
okay.
So we're going up against J-Lo and God, what's Angelina Jolie's father's name?
Some weak
John
shit,
Voight.
but okay.
John Voight. And this is before John Voight was problematic.
And Ice Cube.
And Ice Cube.
OMG!
Okay.
Yes. I mean, if you want to do Ice-T impersonation, you're more than welcome.
No, I'm not that.
And
I'm not gonna.
the original Marty McFly.
Crispin Glover's in this
Marty
or
McFly.
in Anaconda. Oh, Marty McFly. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I know his name and it's escaping me, but okay, fair enough.
I can't remember it either. That's why I just said the original Marty McFly.
And as far as market is concerned, this was also one of the movies that was heavily accompanied by "I Love LA." I don't know if you remember that song that was in every Dodger game and anywhere else that wanted to be annoying.
I'm sorry. Do you
I
have anything?
love LA.
Point of clarification.
Do you have anything outside of a sports reference just for those in the crowd?
Yeah. Point of clarification.
I'm
That
trying to
song
think
should
of
only
what
be
other
played in Naked Gun. It's the only time that song should be played.
Was it in Naked Gun? No? Okay. Well, there you go. There's your point of reference. But it was a song written by Randy Newman and played heavily throughout the marketing for this. So if you don't remember "I Love LA" from baseball, you might remember it from this movie.
Or literally anything ever set in LA ever since the song was created.
I'm aware of it from
yeah.
probably KTLA, our local affiliate, which I think was
They got it from this movie.
Yeah.
So that's my pitch for it. You got some questions about the movie because it is not a good movie. It has overt racism.
Oh, great. Mark Firm, your hand.
It has problematic character development.
Hey, this is like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg.
Look, I gotta tell you, I don't know how many men we should keep putting in front of this thing. We're gonna put as many people in front of it as it takes.
Especially with Tommy Lee Jones. And Heish as well. She does some questionable things in the movie. You're like, I don't know if a seismologist would do this. But it does have some awesome team building because it's a natural disaster movie. And the lava moves. They say it moves at like 3 miles an hour. I don't believe lava moves that quickly. But if you watch this movie, you're constantly given a lava meter, basically. It's something that they refer to whenever they're trying to get away from something. They'll like cut to the shot of the lava moving, and you're like, man, that's like water. It's just flowing. And these people are like, it's gonna get to us. You know what it reminds me of? That scene in Austin Powers where the guy's like putting his hand out. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
And they keep panning to how
The
far
steamroller,
the steamroller
is still going.
Yeah, that's what the lava's like in this movie. So it's a threat, but very far away.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you want to, we could actually we can go to Pat's.
At this point,
and then we can do Q&A back and forth.
Yeah. At this point, if I had to, I mean, it's a Netflix one from the sound of it. I wouldn't be opposed to someone's, hey, let's turn this on and be like, well, okay. Do we have any other options? But I'll watch it. Like, so.
And this is back when Tommy Lee Jones could run around and do stuff.
True. This is before U.S. Marshals, right?
Yeah.
So he's still spry.
He's kind of spry, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's keeping up with the Heish.
Fair enough. All right.
All right,
So Pat, how are you gonna top that? Go ahead and top that. Top that.
Ken, do you like movies about redemption?
I do like movies about redemptions.
Do you like movies where maybe the hero has some trying times in life that put him on the ropes, and then he has to pick himself up, rebuild himself, and strike again, and this time save the girl?
That sounds like a great story.
Yeah, that's what you're getting with Dante's Peak. Dante's Peak came out on February 7th, 1997, debuting in second place behind Star Wars, the
it's
only
already
movie that
second
could
place?
conceivably beat it.
Not a good start.
I mean, it's a consummate underdog now. Now I'm on board because it's like against Star
damn
Wars.
it.
How do you? It's like a rising tide cannot lift all boats. That's not. Man,
Fair
that is
enough.
Sometimes
those
it
are
is
tough waters to sail into.
It is. Sometimes it's just black and white, and Star Wars is the good guys. What are you going to do? I'll give a couple quick numbers. Movie budget was 116 million, which is why it looks better than the trash, cheap ass movie that is Volcano. Made a lot of money internationally, where the audience has more taste and class. So 178 total. But important characters, important cast in the movie is the best James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, and
Wait, I'm just a professional doing a job.
Me too.
Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton. And
You do have me there.
You don't see it, but they're fucking, like, and I'm not even just their characters. I mean, on set, they're definitely having sex with one another. That's just too much strong sex appeal. They're just banging bodies left and right. You should keep that in mind the entire film. Just that's for you. That's for you.
That's for me. Okay.
So in terms of the plot of the movie, our hero, played by Pierce Brosnan, Harry Dalton, not the best name, is a volcanologist, which is a real thing. Just saw it on Wikipedia, for the United States Geological Service.
It's pronounced volcanologist, but go on.
Volcanologist. Apologies.
Okay.
I am
It's a volcano that way.
For all of our volcanologist listeners, the three of you, we do appreciate your patronage. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
I'm also glad you waited this long for us to get to the topic you were interested in.
Yeah, I'm glad you knew we were going to do it.
They knew that we were people who pander, and so they're like, no, they're gonna here comes the payoff. That sweet payoff.
So
can I interject real quick?
Of course.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the two leads, and I'm looking at the two leads on either movie. So we have white man, white woman, white man, white woman. You do have a coded LGBT characters, so I kind of like that.
And people of color.
And I heard of Keith David, and I heard of
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Thank you. I was about to say War Machine Rhodey.
I was slighted. I felt bad.
Do we have in? And I saw the trailer, and I saw
a
lot of white people.
Sweaty, hairy.
So in the movie is very much set in the Pacific Northwest, which is the whitest of places.
The Great White North.
There's a lot of problems with that. In general, I don't want to go into the history of white supremacy in the Pacific Northwest. Probably that's a different podcast. In any event, it gives a lot of young, up-and-coming white actors a break. You may recognize the ginger that Kareem keeps referencing. Charles Hallahan plays Paul Dreyfus, and if memory serves, and excuse me, because I believe he was in, give me a second, I'm going to find this. I guess not. I thought he played the father in Halloween 6, but I guess that is a different guy that looks a lot like him.
He actually looks like the chubby
was,
brother
however,
of
in
the guy from
executive
Halloween 3.
decision. He was in executive
Oh,
decision.
really?
Okay.
He was a voice in Gargoyles.
Okay.
He played Travis Marshall / Mr. Jaff / Mad Cuff.
Okay.
So he's in Gargoyles. There you go.
I'll take your word. Yeah, he's not Keith David, but he is in Gargoyles. He received money. That's fair.
He was in Space Jam, uncredited as Baron's owner. He was in The Pest.
Nobody should be credited for that. The Pest. Oh, geez.
I'm not gonna lie, that's really about it. It really takes a.
Oh,
Dante's Peak's kind of his pipe.
We also have Jacqueline Kim, another person of color in my movie. Just throwing that out there.
Wow, and a woman no less. So
yeah,
seemed quite a sausage party over on Dante's Peak. It's pretty...
no. Volcano is way more inclusive. Like I can't compete there. Okay. I think the brownest person in the movie is Grant Heslov. He's the guy that asks for coffee the entire time. He's just always talking about coffee and how he wants coffee, and like it's a running skit. It's not great, but
gotcha.
Let me
All
get
right,
back to the plot.
Yeah,
of
let's
the
get back to
movie,
the
'cause
plot.
That's where it
understand.
shines.
Let's hear it.
You ever see the movie Cliffhanger?
Sir, please.
No, it's living. Gabe, don't let me fall. No, they're falling.
I have.
Okay, so in the beginning, this has the same beginning. He's with his partner turned fiance. They're escaping a volcano in Colombia, and then debris kills her, smashes through the truck and murders her. So now,
So there's
he's a
a
man
part of the
lost at
movie
sea.
set in Colombia and still no people of color.
No, God, no.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no, there's-
okay.
They
Fair
didn't
enough.
film it in Colombia.
Okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
they- Come on,
I'm sure it's the
This is
Colombians
97, I'm
burned
fine.
via the lava.
I'm sure that the CGI was wonderful for that too.
Okay.
So down on his luck, fiance's dead. He's got to pick himself back up. 4 years later, his superior, that redhead, Dr. Paul Dreyfus, sends him to investigate seismic activity near the town to Dante's Peak. Basically, he gets there. They're looking at things. He's got a feeling something is wrong. Right now, none of the readings say is wrong. He meets the mayor, who is Linda Hamilton, and her character's name is, where did you go?
Rachel Wando.
Yes, thank you. Rachel Wando. Not a great name. She's got two kids, her ex-mother-in-law lives on basically the side of the volcano, is, kind of like, I'm not leaving for nothing. Yeah, okay. Right when they're about to pack up, bam, earthquake hits. Shit starts going sideways. Actually, I should say before that, the scene we saw in the fan-made trailer where the people boil to death, that is due to it's sulfuric. Where are you? You think I would have this down? Basically, they get boiled because it's happening. Things are going down.
In a jacuzzi. Does the kid find him now? It's pretty horrific.
It is important.
No, it's a natural spring, I would imagine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you'd be very curious as to why, like, suddenly lava's coming in through the floor. So
Yeah,
I
that's
would
not-
imagine it's a natural spring in the area. That's and also then some of the it's like a mineral bathing. Like they that way it would be more big. Oh, it's rejuvenating. It's like it's not just it's not just like a jacuzzi hot tub. It's
Fair
like,
enough.
oh no, this is fancy. So
Okay.
I'm listening. It's
All right. I'm going to skip some of this, but I do want to read this particular piece simply because of one line in it. One day, Harry and his coworker Terry, not great name choices, examine the summit's crater out until a rock slide traps Terry, causing him to suffer a broken leg. Both men are rescued by a helicopter, whose pilot is quite greedy. There's nothing else around that. It's just his pilot is quite greedy. And then days go by showing no signs of threat or activity. That's it. Just his pilot is quite greedy.
You need a villain.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, and you want to. They
So-
want to give you context. I can't fault them. I guess.
Even in a natural disaster, there are villains, which again happens in volcanoes.
I mean, I'd say it happens in real life. You could say like if a state was on fire and the president said, "Oh, give me your votes and I'll go ahead and give you some relief," I would say he's a villain, maybe a mad king even. So
or a state is freezing and the governor says, "Go fuck yourself."
I'm going to go to Mexico and abandon my constituents.
Your senator just bounces. Yeah. But these are all hypotheticals that would never happen in real life.
Yeah, it can never happen in real life.
At this point, shit starts going down. They know the water's been poisoned by sulfur dioxide, which is how they know, like, oh shit, something's actually happening. Right when they meet everybody in the high school to tell them to get out of town, big earthquake, volcano erupts, everybody run. Rachel and Harry go to get Rachel's kids. Their kids ran up the side of the volcano to go get grandma. So now they got to venture upside the volcano to go get grandma. Spoiler alert, they venture up the side of the volcano to go get grandma. Grandma ends up sacrificing her life to save her grandchildren. She's kind of a bitch. It's fine. You're good with it. She had her arc. It's fine.
Okay.
Basically, exactly what you expect. A skate movie. Harry's the hero. They almost get trapped. They almost die. The USGS team at one point, while they're on the side of the volcano, everything gets obliterated with its path in seconds, and with no way out of town, Harry and the Wandos reach a mine where they go, where Graham likes to hang out. That's where the son likes to hang out, in this mine, because that's not weird. The USGS team, watching the eruption from afar, just kind of presumes they're all dead. Harry and the Wandos, they're dead. We're gonna move on. Inside the mine, Harry realizes he left the beacon in the truck. When he goes back for it, aftershocks cause rocks and debris to fall. Harry suffers a broken arm and is trapped in the truck, but is able to activate the beacon. Days later, Terry notices the beacon that has been activated. Days later, it's left said, like, oh, hey, that beacon's on. Oh, we should do something about that. And the USGS dispatches search and rescue teams. Harry and the Wandos are freed from the mine, reunited with Harry's team, and airlifted by a helicopter. Does not say that the helicopter pilot is greedy in this scenario. And
doesn't clarify.
Roll,
yeah.
Yes.
Different pilot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
As the credits roll, the camera pans over the obliterated town and turns to the volcano, with its upper half now reduced to a Mount St. Helens-like caldera. So basically what you're buying in with this movie is kind of the Harry redemption story via cliffhanger. Like, okay, oh, my fiance died. I got to pick myself up by my bootstraps and move on. Like, oh, I meet somebody and now I got to save them. I can't let them die too, except for the grandma who is the ex-mother-in-law. Like, fuck her. She's dead. That's fine. Whatever. But I say
wait. The grandmother of the Wandos is also
the whole reason they're there.
Is also the fiance.
No, so, it's the ex-mother-in-law of Rachel.
Yes.
So Rachel got a divorce. Still the kid's grandmother. Still her kid's grandmother. That doesn't change.
Yeah. I get that. Still the kid's grandmother. I'm sorry. Harry is Harry related to the grandmother? I think that's where I'm getting.
No, Harry's not related to the grandmother. The relation is on Rachel's side. She lives basically by the lake at the base of the volcano. And
okay.
Like, I'm not, what if there's a giant crocodile like in Lake Placid? I should stay and see and make friends with it.
Okay.
So, you know how that goes.
All right.
But really you're watching for that redemption arc and then to watch two A-list celebrities run away from pretend fire. And, kind of these two, they're kind of at the, I guess Linda Hamilton's a little bit on the downslope. I don't know how much she's done since T2 at this point, but Pierce Brosnan is definitely one of the biggest names in Hollywood at this point.
Okay, so you're
she's
saying
floating around doing that Beauty and the Beast show or something?
No, this is after T2. That's
okay.
So what you're saying is it's maybe not at the pinnacle, but right near their peak of their careers.
You got it. You go. All right. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
All right.
Yeah.
This is not a commentary on your pitch because you had it all in there. You gave me some intrigue. I didn't know what was going to happen with the grandmother. It was all there. I found out that at least one of the helicopter pilots were greedy. So, you definitely filled in some holes. I think based on casting, because at least the inclusive casting on Volcano, I'm definitely enjoying that, but I do enjoy a good Linda Hamilton joint. And of course, Pierce Brosnan brings it. But
just to give you a heads up, though, Linda Hamilton's less effective in this movie than she is in T2.
That's fair, but I mean, I'm still signed up for Linda Hamilton. But my bigger problem is, I think the stakes, like the stakes are small small northwestern town or LA. Like, it's,
all right, if I may give a retort.
Yes, go ahead, please.
LA is not going to get blown up in Volcano. Everybody knows that. Like, they're going to save LA. Like, there may be like a couple
how much of LA is the question.
Yeah.
There is a distinct possibility everybody in that town dies in this movie. Like, going in, like, oh yeah, no, they could all die. This is a small town. Like, nobody. It's not a thing. They could all.
But I mean,
like, yeah.
Yes. If I mean, it's essentially the idea of like, 100% of the town died. Oh, how many people were in the town? 5? Oh. Yes.
Like at least 60, sir. At least.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, the most threatening part of Volcano is that the lava is making its way to the Cedars-Sinai Hospital. Okay, so you have the destruction of LA from Wilshire to Cedars-Sinai, culminating with the destruction of a hospital that does have kids and cancer patients in it.
Why didn't they evacuate it?
They didn't have time, Pat. Lava moves quickly.
I heard it was miles per hour.
quickly.
I thought Tommy Lee Jones' whole point was he was for emergency responses.
Things were happening and he couldn't get to a phone. He was underground half the movie.
So he's bad.
No
at
cell
his
phones, Pat.
job. Bad at his job.
Oh, it is 97. So
Yes.
cell phones aren't as plentiful. Like unless you're Zach Morris, and
Yeah,
I mean
unless they're
government
attached to a
funding
car.
for them not the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying he's literally there for this scenario.
Well, I mean,
And, like-
again,
What is a geological event?
he's in the entire movie. He's working out hunches, which is funny.
Huh.
The dynamic is that you have the scientist who's like, this is what should be happening. Tommy Lee Jones is like, this is what I feel like is happening. It isn't until like 2/3 of the way through the movie do they realize that the lava that they're battling with on the surface, on the street level, is not the lava that they should be concerned about. The lava they should be concerned about has been moving this entire time past them towards the hospital. So again, yeah, he's bad at his job, but no one, even the seismologist didn't predict that there was more lava underground heading towards the hospital until the very end. So he has to think quick on his feet. Again, not saying that he's good at his job, but
just that he has.
it wasn't like they knew from the beginning, like, oh, this is where it's going to end up. We should like evacuate. It was like, holy shit, it's already almost there. We need to like do something to stop it.
That's fair. And I mean, to my initials, to my statement was there are more at stake. Whereas it sounds like with the Dante's Peak, the 60 people got out of town. I'm sorry, the 56, because like 4 of them are on the mountaintop trying to save grandma. So 56 people booked it out. 4 people are still but grandma didn't make it. She didn't want to make it.
Yeah, grandma's dead.
She didn't want to. She
So
would just stay and hang
Real
out with the
stakes.
volcano.
Real
the
stakes.
stakes
Real
are
stakes.
still. I didn't think this going in.
You tell
because-
those kids. You tell those kids their grandma wasn't worth it.
You know what? Where are they? Let me talk to Graham and Lauren Wando. Bring them to me.
Man, fuck them kids. It's fine.
Fuck them kids! Elijah! What the hell is wrong with you? You told me! Lisa, what the fuck? You want some too? I walk around like that bitch.
I was gonna say going in though, like just from the posters and like I was thinking Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton, but I'm going Volcano. That's fair.
That's
a change up. Yeah.
I
That's my
gotta be
vote.
honest with you. Volcano's way more fun. Way more fun of a movie. I don't have to argue for Dante's Peak. Okay, yeah, it's dumb as shit, but much more fun than Dante's Peak, which is just
Okay.
a slog.
Gotcha. All right. And that's the pick of the week for Tangential Giants. We got what's our next at bat?
Yeah, for our copycat movies, we were choosing that Volcano comes out on top. The next one is a very interesting one, which I think everyone's going to have an opinion for, and we may need to wrap that one up at a different time, which is Armageddon and Deep Impact. I feel like that one.
That's the big one. This is
That's
the
the big
one
one.
that started a lot of this.
I think that's got to be like our finale. I've seen both, and I've seen one of those, so I'm already going to come in a little bit stronger and biased.
Well, how about this then? How about this? On our next go, when we do that, you have to watch the other one, which is the one that you haven't seen.
I haven't seen Deep Impact.
You will need
I'm
to
aware
have
of it.
watched it by then.
Yeah, I'm aware it has Taylor Leone and Morgan Freeman. And
Yes.
and
the Black
MSNBC. So much MSNBC.
there you go.
So much MS. All right, so we're gonna hold on that. Let's let Ken
All right,
needs to
yes.
go in.
I want to celebrate my victory
All right.
by watching Volcano again.
Only way to celebrate, to be honest.